All right, and we're live. I'm here with Kaitlyn Portillo. Kaitlyn, tell us what. Well, before, if you're just tuning in, GHL Engine Summit 3-day event. That's an online event, December 3rd, December 4th, and December 5th, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is one event for everything you need to know on how to succeed with Go High Level. We're bringing in 20 plus speakers who's going to be sharing with you strategies on how to market, how to sell, how to onboard, how to retain subscribers, and how to scale your business with virtual assistants. And here we have Kaitlyn Portillo. Kaitlyn, tell us a little bit about your journey with High Level and what you're going to be sharing at the GHL Engine Summit.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for asking me to be a part of this. I am super excited. I know the last one was amazing. People learned so much, and I did as well. So, what we're going to be talking about and kind of my journey and what got us to what I think is an important subject here is I talk about the power of no, because over the last 7 years, doing this high level thing, getting these awards, dealing with thousands of people, have seen the good, bad, the ugly, and what you should be doing, maybe not doing. And what I see most agency owners and people involved in SaaS and software say yes too much. And they get themselves into bad positions either in their personal life, which then bleeds into the business, or the business they say yes too much and that bleeds into the personal life. So I'm a huge stickler on learning how to say no, the power of no. And so we're going to be covering the health impact of saying yes to everyone. Okay, it starts to weigh down on you massively. We're going to be talking about sales boundaries and how your sales team can look out for red flags and use a little bit of psychology to make sure they're not getting like you as the business owner, or your staff into hot water. And then emotional detachment. The ego and the emotion that we put into our identity and who we are in our personal life and our business life gets very mingled and mixed up. And what that can do is we can get really attached to the outcome of a project, or a situation with a client, or situations with staff members. We have to
Hmm.
learn how to take that ego out and detach. That's something that I had to learn, especially being in in my opinion, I'm a woman, so I feel I'm a little bit could be more emotional. Maybe not all women feel that way, but I did, and I had to learn how to curb those emotions and make decisions based on facts, not how I feel, what the outcome and the goal should be, what is the best outcome possible. Let's get to that. It doesn't matter how cringe or physically painful it is for me. Eventually, if I do it enough times, I won't cringe anymore. It won't be painful anymore. And that's what happened. Now, when I have to do something that's uncomfortable for the average person, it doesn't mean anything to me. And it's just part of business, right? But it wasn't like that in the beginning. And some of my other
Hmm.
startups and stuff, it was really painful even before I did the high level thing, right? And having to be like so connected and attached to the identity of a business owner. My last business, which was a very successful 7-figure business, professional commercial cleaning and construction company, general contracting, I was so invested in if my clients were happy with the job or the house we built or whatever we were doing, that it was making me physically ill. And I'm not the only one. I've talked to tons of men and women and partner business owners, men and women, couples, spouses who have businesses together. And we hear it all the time at these events, and you do too, Andy. We burnt ourselves out. We
Yep.
said yes too much. We did this. My wife or I ended up with an autoimmune disease. I had a stroke. I had a heart attack. This is what saying yes leads to. And here's the thing, I'll leave you with this. All the times in your life that you sit back and you think, man, that was a really unfortunate situation, or man, that really kind of sucked. A lot of times, if you trace that back, it's because of a series of yeses that you did.
Hmm.
That is why you ended up there. You had a choice to say no. You didn't. Many reasons we say yes to people. Conditioning from childhood. Maybe we had some sort of trauma. Maybe we just really want to be liked and loved. There's many reasons that can happen. So, not to get too deep into the woo, but a lot of times trauma is what is causing us of some sort. It could be from our young life, midlife, older, midlife. It can hit anywhere. Trauma doesn't have favorites, right? But what it does do is make us say yes when we should be saying no. There's some sort of trigger response, and a lot of it comes to how our brain is wired. We're wired for survival. If we've convinced ourselves that being nice or people pleasing is going to help us survive, we will get into an addiction of doing it. That is what humans do. So we've got to break that cycle. We've got to have, I did role playing. Okay. I started doing things that made me very uncomfortable physically on a regular basis for me to eventually be able to detach. And so we're going to go over that because that is something that's not being talked about. We're talking about how to scale. We're talking about onboarding. We're talking about tech. We're talking about apps, APIs, email deliverability.
Very
But we're not
specific
talking
things.
about our mental health.
Those are very specific, like technical things. But what
Yep.
you're talking about is like being super healthy. If someone is interested in coming, they're on the webpage right now and they're like, should I come? What do you have to say to that person?
It's not even a question. And you spend $3 on really bad quality coffee, probably Monday to Friday on your way to work. So there is zero excuse for you not to spend $3 to possibly change the full trajectory of your business and your life with this summit. It's not a question.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
That's Kaitlyn here for you. This is going to be one event, ladies and gentlemen, for everything you need to know on how to succeed with Go High Level when it comes down to marketing, selling, onboarding, retaining subscribers, scaling your business. December 3rd, December 4th, December 5th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's an online mega webinar. Join us today by getting a $3 ticket at ghlengine.com/summit, and I'll see you at the event.